Hi everybody, I'm Kevin McEachern and thanks for tuning in to the very first episode of Heroes and Villains Leadership Fables, Musings off the set. And today what I want to talk about are my three most important core values and kind of explain to you what got me thinking about what those really were. Before I do that, I should probably let you know who I am. I play Kylo Ren on Heroes and Villains Leadership Fables YouTube series. Not that Kylo Ren, this Kylo Ren.
I'm Kylo Ren, leader for the first order. Wait, is this thing still recording? Yeah.
For today, I'm hanging up the helmet because I want to talk about my personal core values. As we know, values define who we are, what we're passionate about, who we surround ourselves with, and most importantly, how do we authentically show up in the world as ourselves in our everyday lives and make the right choices that we believe in. Values help us set our moral compass. They show us the way to go when there's no map. Values at our very core will help us make the right decision that we feel comfortable with. Knowing our values is getting to know yourself. I believe in taking the time to reflect on your personal values is incredibly important, especially for so many of us that are in a career transition, looking for somewhere that might be the best fit for us professionally. I do a lot of research on a company before I apply on what their value system looks like, to see if it aligns in any way with my own. But to know what that looks like, I kind of need to know what my top three core values are, because you're not going to go into a company webpage and see a selection of 10 or 15 different values. Typically, it's 3 to 5. In today's workplace, companies are becoming a lot more aware of the importance of having a strong value system to engage their employees and help their employees feel cared about. Companies are learning that telling somebody that you care about them is not the same as treating somebody like you care about them. How we treat people, especially if we're in a leadership role, is incredibly important. So for those that know me, I'm a very experienced people leader. I'm also a part-time Muay Thai kickboxing instructor at Mike Miles here in Calgary, Alberta.
1, 2, 3, Team Miles!
I feel very privileged to be able to teach people, to being able to coach and mentor, share knowledge, which is what I enjoyed the most out of being a leader as well. I was in the gym the other day reflecting on the values that we have written on the walls. I have made so many amazing people connections over the last 28 years in that gym because the people that train there live the values that are written on the walls. It's a gym full of authentically good people. Now, finding your top three core values is not as easy as it sounds. There are so many values to choose from. It can actually be a little bit overwhelming because it's just simply hard to choose. I remember when I was a little kid and I saw Superman with Christopher Reeve for the first time. I connected so well with the Superman character and not really knowing why, outside the fact, well, hey, it's Superman.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me! Who's got you?
To me, he's the most powerful and the coolest superhero in the comic universe. When I think about how Christopher Reeve portrayed Superman, he did it with such a great way of showing the integrity that Superman had. As you become an adult and you reflect back to some of those things you witnessed or you saw when you were a kid that really made a strong positive impact on you, was there something there that really resonated with you as a human being that made you think, hey, that's connecting to who I am as a person, that's connecting potentially to my core values? Superman did that for me.
Hey, Jim! Whoa! Excuse me. That's a bad outfit!
So I went online and started looking at various lists of core values, and there was a lot to choose from. I remember doing this exercise a few years ago with a company that I used to work for, and I remember what my top three values were. I found that while they were still in that top 10 or top 5, they weren't my top three core values. I started thinking about, could I have those things without these top three core values first? The ones that stood out the most were integrity, courage, and humility. Let's talk about integrity. Integrity encompasses so many of the core values that I saw on that list. Honesty, honor. Integrity takes courage to do the right thing all the time. So then I started thinking about courage. Is courage one of my 3 top core values? Absolutely. Courage is not as easy as it sounds, at least for me. It can come with great risk, but what I've discovered over the past few years in a leadership role is it comes with greater reward. But it can be challenging to stay consistent when it matters the most, when the situation is the most difficult, when you have a person in front of you where by you giving them courageous feedback or by you being really honest with them, it might hurt their feelings. It could cause a conflict, but you gotta go there and you can't wait. And I learned that the hard way. So courage is a core value that I put in my top 3 because for me, it's the one I work the hardest on. If you choose courage as a core value, it, in a sense, holds you accountable to be courageous in those moments where it matters the most. Doing this video without a helmet on, without my kid standing beside me, without Batman on the other side of the screen, it was actually creating a lot of anxiety for me. Talked to Adam the other day and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. And you know what? He just gave me a vote of confidence. And sometimes that's what you need. Anytime I lacked courage in a conversation, it just didn't turn out as well as I would hope. Or it didn't turn out well at all. And when I started looking at what was the linchpin that needed to be pulled for that experience to happen the way I wanted it to, for either myself or the person or the situation, it was not having the courage in the right moment. Humility is an incredibly important value for me because the minute you push your ego aside, that is when the most growth happens. That is when you connect the easiest with somebody, build a relationship, build trust, learn from them, give them the opportunity to open up to learn from you. Humility is quite the superpower when it comes to core values. In my past leadership experience, what I have found is embracing humility helps leaders become servant leaders. And there's a lot of conversations happening in today's world about the importance of servant leadership and what it truly means. I don't believe you can get there without humility, but that's just my opinion. So there you have it. Thank you for your time, thank you for watching, and thank you for letting me share with you.